I remember being told that I don't need to scrub my legs because the soap runs down my body. I remember being told that I didn't need to shower today because we had swam at the lake. I remember being told that shampoo is fine because it runs down, it washes everything. I don't remember being told how to clean my vajayjay. I remember being not the only white girl in the army learning how to wash properly from the black girls. And they laughed a little bit too, but they stood with us and taught us with love. My mother-in-law has taught me more about myself than my actual mother did. I'm not gonna laugh at you because you don't understand the context of these messages. It is listen to black women and protect black women till I die.
Hey there, friends. Your friend here, your loyal friend Marvin, once again, your faithful friend. Thanks for coming across this YouTube channel. Thanks for being a subscriber. Thanks for your likes, and thanks for the comments and participation and support to grow this channel. You just seen interesting comments there from that white woman talking about personal grooming and personal hygiene. That particular video drew my attention for some time now. Oftentimes I don't respond, I don't provide a knee-jerk response or reaction to things that I see around me, but sometimes, you know, you take time to just think through things and you realize, I think this is important for me to kind of zero in into or comment or participate in the conversation. Now, part of the reason why I'm doing this is because, you know, I grew up personally, and a number of friends that I know, friends that are from Africa in particular, grew up in an environment where they were made to believe that white people were cleaner. Now, please understand the context of this video and many videos that I do with regards to racial issues. This is not about bashing white people. It's not. This is about setting records straight. And the reason this is important is because many lies have been told about black people to dehumanize them, to crush their self-esteem, to crush their courage, and just to bring them down generally. And to be able to pick ourselves up, to be able to pick our children up, to raise their self-esteem, raise their confidence, we have to nail these things. We have to confront these issues. That's the reason why I do these videos. This is not about bashing anybody. And so it's really a relief to see so many white people going on social media and writing books and just doing a lot of work, activism if you like, to correct the record, to set the record straight. That's really, really helpful. And that's the reason why I'm doing this as well. And so she said some very, very important things. I mean, one of them was very, very sensitive. I think you heard her talk about how nobody had ever told her to clean or wash her. She used a sensitive word there that I won't repeat, but you know, because like I said, this is not about embarrassing anybody, but you know, she was really talking about sexual hygiene. And those of you that have been following me, you've seen some of the videos I've done about, you know, the lifestyle that I question a lot about white people with dogs and things like that, just animals in general, which I just don't find clean. And I've given a lot of good reasons why, for me, that it raises red flags, all right? Because it relates to hygiene and personal grooming. And I'm glad that a person like her, you know, touched on that. But to hear that she learned from black people, and a lot of black people need to hear this, because there's a lot of black people who just don't believe that they're clean because they've been made to feel a certain way about themselves. This has even affected relationship prospects. There are African circles that I've gone into where some black women don't want black men because somehow they've been convinced that black people are not clean, among other things. One of the other things that is always used against black people is that they're poor. You know, black people are poor. Some people have even believed that black people are not romantic. And all this is because of the things that we see on television and just hearsay, the narrative, all right? And so all of this that we do here and on other platforms that other people are doing that I recommend that you see is for the purpose of correcting the narrative. Correcting the narrative. The narrative against black people has been so bad. The attack, the character assassination the malicious damage that has been done upon black people. So much that many people, many black people, move with this conscience that they're just terrible people. And so it's very important that we hear these things and set the record straight. When I think about this issue of hygiene, I even look back on my childhood personally. I remember being 14 years old and going to a boarding school. In boarding school, almost everybody I knew, every student I knew in my dormitory, had a sponge for scrubbing their bodies. That's how hygienic, or that's how high the sense of hygiene for black people has been, as far as I know. But somehow or other, because of narratives, television and social media and things like that, black people have been attacked to think that they are not clean enough. And you're going to see another clip before I end this video where this one woman comes and put it in even better context, talking about how she knows that black people are cleaner, more hygienic, smell more pleasant and things like that because they take care of themselves. And I think that partly, part of the reason why maybe white people don't concern themselves so much with cleaning themselves up and making the environment clean, is because somehow this white privilege, the narrative of white privilege, has made them believe that they're just naturally clean, which again is deception. It's terrible to think that way, all right? But because of these narratives that have gone out about black and white people, white people end up thinking that they're clean, they don't need to bath. You heard that woman say that, you don't need to scrub yourself on your legs because the soap is going down your legs and it's going to clean. You think about that like, is this for real, or is this just a joke? But anyway, I don't want to say too much, all right? Because again, I want to stay away from making comments that might sound like I'm just bashing white people or just being racial or reverse racism or engaging in reverse racism as some people would have it. But I'm going to show another clip before I close. I want to hear your comments and tell me what you think. But there's another clip that I want you to see before you go. And this woman actually even digs into more sensitive issues. But the point here was to show us that as much as many people have gone on to believe that white people are clean because of what their skin looks like, is false. Is false. The truth is that black people have always been more hygienic. And that's why you rarely see black people living with dogs in the house, sleeping with dogs on the bed. Because I've told you before, if you've not seen the videos, go back and see. I've done quite a number of videos talking about lifestyles with dogs and animals and things like that. Dogs are not clean. It doesn't matter how you clean them, how you bathe them, what soap you use, whether you shower them with cologne or perfume, whatever it is. Dogs are among the most unhygienic animals that you can live with, for several reasons that I've highlighted in other videos that you can go and take a look at. But let me hear from you, and let me hear what you think in your comment sections. Enjoy the next clip that I'm going to play to kind of add more meat to what I just said to you. I'll see you on the next one. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
White people get on podcasts, get on TikTok, and talk about how their children don't bathe or how they don't bathe. I feel like there's something to discuss here about whiteness and how it is viewed as clean and pure and better and primary and default. And really the history goes to show that white people have always been disgusting. Indigenous people, African people, they were bathing, and they many of them noted that the first sign of Europeans was their stench, that they were just putrid. And I do think a lot of the reason why people of color in America are so clean, smell so good, have to have their hair done, have to have their makeup done, is because of upward mobility, because the standard for them is so much higher than it is for white people. Like, white women can just walk into Target with a messy bun and sweatpants, and it's like, oh, look at her, like, she could be a multi-millionaire, her husband could be an entrepreneur, yet a black woman is not afforded that same luxury. So I really feel like white women are just rubbing it in, rubbing that level of privilege in when they go on podcasts or come on TikTok and talk about how their kids don't bathe. Like, that is disgusting. I'm sorry. I grew up taking a bath every single night. My parents brushed my hair every single night, brushed my hair every single morning. It wasn't that big of a deal. When I got older, I was given deodorant and face wash, and that, like, I have actually been showering twice a day, often, like, especially in the summer, morning and night showers, especially if I'm pregnant. Sometimes I would shower 3 times a day. Like, wash yourself.